as Tony Stewart comes out in the number 92 McDonald Chevrolet.
This car is owned by Kevin Harvick. And this team here, we talked about Butch Hilton going over there as a crew chief. They will run the entire schedule next year, about 10 races with Tony Stewart, and then Tony Raines will run the rest of the schedule. Kevin Harvick just opened a big 50,000 square foot shop up in Kernersville. Had the grand opening last Friday night.
He's definitely got that car on the bottom of the racetrack, down below the white line off of turn 2.
Tony was 19th quickest in practice at a 30.19. We'd anticipate he should pick up quite a bit from that. Car does look awfully good. Good and solid. 29.92. That puts him 20th quickest. That will bump Boston Reed out of the top 38, puts Kevin LePage on the bubble. Tony's going to go ahead and run his second lap. You know what was impressive? He had those left side tires well below that white line. Unlike a lot of cars, we didn't see the car shoot up the racetrack.
Kevin Harvick, also the owner with his wife Delaney in this race, and Tony Stewart driving that car, the 29 car. They had some shock problems, had to move to the back of the pack, but right now, Jeff Hammond, both Tony Stewart and Kevin Harvick, the driver and owner, they're both in the top 12.
Did you take a look right there? There's the real owner. That's Elena Harvick right there. Dan and her husband pits, but she's looking back up pit road to see what kind of problems they have. And now you get a chance to see the 29 car that Tony Stewart is driving, sponsored by Kid Rock. And he is right there putting a lot of pressure, DJ, on Ashton Lewis.
Yeah, he is. And, you know, Tony came really hard there after this restart, but has backed off a little bit.
And Tony Stewart, here he comes on the inside of Harvick. Talked to Butch Hilton this morning in the 21 car. He said, I think that we're really good on long runs, but we might not have enough speed for the 8 car at the very start of a run.
Well, I hate to see him on a long run then.
Here for the lead, Tony Stewart. He's got it.
Took 2 laps. But Casey may not be done yet on the outside. Yeah, he's got him there. So Tony Stewart leads. Kevin Harvick and Casey Kane racing for 2nd and 3rd. Matt Kenseth is 4th.
Tony Stewart driving a team car to Martin Truex, Tracker Boats, Bass Pro Shops, and it says smoke over the window on the driver's side. This will be his 3rd Busch Series race of 2004. He started 6th both times.
I've been seeing smoke above one of the doors on his Nextel Cup car here of late. He was 28th quickest in practice, but as you heard him say in his interview, they did no qualifying runs in practice earlier. Mainly worked on race stuff.
If anybody can go out there and make a qualifying effort in a car with never been taped up for qualifying, it'd have to be Tony Stewart, because he has the ability to feel the car out and adapt to whatever it's telling him to do better than I think a lot of guys could ever ask for.
Derek Cope on the hot seat, but he'll have a provisional. The hotter seat belongs to John Hayden.
10th
because,
quickest.
Yep, Tony's run of 10th place just bumped Hayden back to 38th. If he gets bumped out of 38th, he goes home.
And what putting that tape on the nose does, yeah, it reduces the drag and makes it run much faster down the straightaway, but it really pins the nose. You heard Johnny Sauter talk about how loose his car was. That's what it does. It pins the nose. It can make the car loose, so you have to do other chassis adjustments. You see right there, he's taped up solid to compensate for that tape.
Meanwhile, the 19 of Tony Stewart thought they were making an air pressure change that would help keep them going in the forward direction, but just like the previous long green flag run, he has settled into about that 2nd difference between himself and the leader, running about a 10th slower than Harvick.
I want to talk about Tony Stewart, Ray. He's moved up to 10th, started deep in the field. Randy Goss, his crew chief, told me before the race that he was taking a guess on the setup. It's the same setup. They have not changed it from testing. Bobby Labonte actually tested this 47 truck for Tony, but Randy Goss feels like he was taking a guess at the setup, and looks like he's made some pretty good guesstimates tonight. Tony's up to 10.
I like Randy Goss's guesses. He's a smart man. He's won a lot of races, and I promise you, Goss didn't guess out in left field somewhere. He got his notes out in the hotel room or at home last night, studied everything he did testing, studied what we did here a year ago, and that's why when they said go, Tony Stewart was ready to roll.
You know, we talked about you finishing 5th in that truck last year. Well, you led a bunch of this race. You had a heck of a shot to win that thing.
Yeah, we led the most laps, and on a late restart, Carl Edwards got beside me, got sideways, and hit my truck in the front and broke the nose on it. So I could have told Elliott Sadler last week at Richmond, he better watch Carl, because Carl just, he sets her on go, and if he runs into you, that's just part of his deal. He'll apologize later.
When you get into that truck, Michael, do you feel added pressure because you're a Nextel Cup driver coming into the truck series?
No, I just was real proud to work with Goss and happy to experience that whole team that Chevrolet put together. I like the way they did things with the 46, the 47, Jack Sprague's truck. Everybody was working so well together. It was just a great opportunity for me to experience a different series in a truck that I could have won the race in. We led the most laps, had a real chance to win it right till the end. So anytime you can get in a competitive race vehicle with a smart man like Randy Goss working on it, a driver just sucks all that up, loves being a part of it.
All right, here we go. Let's just ride around with Tony Stewart. That's where most of the action's been tonight.
It's a battle with J.J. Yaley, and that's what,
21st. Yaley in 20th. Stewart takes the position. Snada.
Well, Weber, what I was going to say earlier is, remember, there's a little frustration behind the wheel of that 83 car. He's trying to pack 2 races into one tonight. He did not make the Truck Series race last night. He told me that just shows how competitive that series is, and he barely made the race tonight. How competitive this series is as Tony continues to bully his way through the field from 34th. But he's got a great race car, and a lot of these guys in front of him are holding him up.
He let David Green know he was there.
Whoa!
Oh, hang on!
Wow!
Hey, good save.
Yeah, the spotter says, good save, Tony, and I agree with you, spotter.
So he gave a few of those positions back. That's Stacy Compton and looking out the back. And his car looks a little loose. Some of these drivers tonight are going to be happy they used their Old Spice. Stewart looking low. Ashton Lewis, who was the lucky dog last time.
Yep. Lewis looking on the inside. He's going to get that spot. Man, he's not going to get much room if he's going to get that spot. There he goes.
And guess what? He didn't hit anything.
No.